Hi, Girl Scholars. Today, I've been walking on the path behind me. We're going to go look at some bridges. I'll flip the camera so you can see where we're going. We are headed to the Old Cedar Avenue Bridge, and the sign tells us it's 0.1 miles. So my question to you, what does 0.1 mean? How would I read that? Okay, we are continuing. Can you see over my shoulder? Oh shoot, you know what? I can't zoom in if I'm videoing like this. Rats. I'm gonna flip the camera. What do you see in that tangle? I see some branches, but I also see... Do you spot it? That's where we're headed. Can you guess why they call it the Old Cedar Avenue Bridge? You thinking about that? You're right. It's because there's a new Cedar Avenue Bridge. The bridge that we're going to look at was originally built in 1920. My grandma was about 5 years old in 1920. So in 1920, do you think there were very many cars? There weren't. There were not very many cars. And so there were mostly what? How do you think people got around before there were cars? Well, when they built this bridge, they didn't make it very wide because there weren't very many cars. And I'll flip the camera and I'll show you what it looks like now. There you have it. So when you look at this, can you imagine having two cars, one going each way across this bridge? There's not a lot of space. And so what happened, this bridge was closed, and then it just sat and nobody used it for 14 years. So it was closed in, I think, 1990s. And then the city of Bloomington, which is where we are today, looked at the bridge and said, hey, we can do better. Let's rebuild it. And they did, and guess what? Now, only bikes and people who are walking, pedestrians, can go on this bridge. And here's something else that I found surprising. Oh, we got some cyclists. Let's make some way. Hi, guys. So check this out. This bridge is over a body of water, but it's not a river. This is a lake. This is called Long Meadow Lake, and right now it's flooded with spring flood. So all the snow melt from all the lakes and rivers upstream, all that snow melt is showing up here. You can see that the trees are underwater. And that's normal. That happens every spring. Let's continue on our walk. So, gotta look around because there are a lot of people and a lot of bikes, and I don't want to be in the way. So if you look, you can see that the bridge has a dotted yellow line down the middle. That's a road code. If you've ever driven in a car with your parents, you probably noticed dotted yellow lines. What does that mean? There's a dotted yellow line in the United States. So think about that as we walk a little bit. You got a guess? You're right. So if there's two-way traffic, meaning you've got some people going this way and some people going that way, if there's a dotted yellow line, that separates the traffic. So we're going to stay on this side so that we don't get hit by a bike. So I'm going to flip the camera again because I think this is just beautiful over here. Let's go look. You guys hear the wind coming through my microphone? You can see that even though this is open only to people who are walking and riding bikes, there are not very many people here. So in a couple, we'll come back because on this lake, oftentimes there are swans. Have you guys ever seen a swan? I had never seen one until I was an adult. So the swans will come. They are also migratory birds, meaning that they fly south to stay warm in the wintertime. And then when it starts to get to spring, they come back. So we'll come back and we'll look for swans later. All right, I'm going to leave you with one last look at Long Meadow Lake and the Old Cedar Avenue Bridge. See you later, students.